Well, more than golf, between the court and the classroom. Brought to you by the Edge Center at UT Arlington, this is Grad Chats, your space for real stories, honest conversation, and the experience that shape us beyond the classroom. Whether you're walking across the campus, taking a break between classes, or listening on your commute, we're really glad you are here. Hello everyone, I'm Roberto Almeida, your host, a graduate student here at UTA.
Hey y'all, it's Catalina, your friendly neighborhood Ed Center coordinator.
And today's episode, we are exploring the life of a student athlete, focusing on a conversation that go beyond titles, beyond grades, and beyond the degree itself. Because graduate school is not just about assignments, deadlines, or research. It's about discipline, identity, pressure, growth, and sometimes learning lessons in places you never expect.
I know that's right. This isn't about the tournaments, the scores, or the statistics. It's about the person behind the sport, the discipline behind the performance, and the journey behind balancing athletics with grad school.
Today, we're going by someone who lives the balance every single day. She is a Division 1 golfer here at UT Arlington and currently pursuing her master's degree in data analytics, managing the demands of both high-level athletics and graduate academics at the same time. Salomé Arango, welcome to Grad Chats.
Thank you so much for having me here. I really appreciate it, and I'm excited for this.
No, thank you for being here and for talk your story. So, we love to start from the beginning, as many students only see the results, the scores, or tournaments, or achievements, but they don't always see the discipline, the routine, or the mindset that is behind it. So I want to start with a fair question, that you can tell us about your history, and if you can tell us how did golf first come into your life and what made it you fell in love with the sport?
Okay, well, actually, everything started when I was 4 years old. I'm gonna tell the truth. I was in kindergarten. I remember us coming back from a weekend. We all sat down in a circle. The professor was asking, "Hey guys, what did you all do this weekend?" And one of these guys, I thought he was good looking. He said, "Oh, I went to the country club and played golf." I was like, golf? So next weekend, I went to the country club. I told my parents, "Hey, I want to play that." And they were, "Yeah, sure. Let's get you a lesson, whatever." I got my first lesson with my professor. I forgot to mention, I'm from Colombia, so that's where I started. And since that, I hooked up on it, and it's amazing. It's been a great part of my life. And what actually made me fall in love with it is how personal it is. In golf, there's absolutely nobody to blame. It's just you against the course. So it really challenged you as a person, mentally, and everything. So it's an amazing sport, to be honest.
I have a question. So was it okay, you're like, "Oh, this dude, he's cute. I'm gonna go try golfing," okay? Right? Really cute, really fun, whatever. But you go to the golf course, right? And I'm assuming you go multiple times, right? But was there a moment where you thought "Oh, this could be something serious. I'm actually really good at this." Or was it a coach or someone who pointed it out and kind of led you, to the more permanent path of going into the sport?
Yeah, so it started my first lesson, and the teacher was, "Oh, you have talent." So my parents were, "Okay, let's keep going with this." And actually, we had a big group with my friends. It was 5 girls and 3 other guys from my same school, and we're on the same grade, so it was pretty cool, to go and hang out, play golf, then we would go to play tennis, and finally go to the pool. We would stay the whole day there, we would have so much fun. And yeah, it kept continuing like that every weekend, until it became serious. I started playing tournaments when I was 7 years old. I was pretty good, and the whole goal was to come to the United States, get a scholarship, and here I am. Yeah.
Incredible. So you made a lot of holes in one, or how did that work? when you started, I know that maybe at the beginning was kind of hard, or like, it's not a typical sport like football or basketball or whatever. So can you tell us about something about morning
What's
detail?
funny? No. Of course, you're always trying to make it to the hole, aim there, but I've had one in my whole life, which it was
Oh.
3-4 years ago. Yeah.
When you are in your bachelor's, like here in...
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I've had one, but there's a lot of people who's had 6. So it's golf. It's not really of how many hole-in-ones you've had. No, that's more of luck as well. You can hit a pretty bad shot. It has a good bounce and boom, goes into the hole.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
All the technical stuff,
Yeah.
like I know when the Olympics and stuff, or like when I was a kid, like they play like golf and la televisión, like on the television, and I'm just like, what am I watching? But like coming from like an actual athlete, right? It must be like, do you get like a thrill when you're playing golf, or is it more of like a sense of like serenity, of like peace and focus?
Both. So sometimes when I'm walking on the course, I love looking around the mountains, the big houses, all the green, the nature, hearing at the birds. But whenever you're playing bad or you're just like too focused, there's also a lot going in your head. Like it's pretty tough to control that inner voice that you have and to get the confidence. So it's not as quiet as you think it is, because your head is always pum, pum, pum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that is the difference between, for example, soccer, that you have like an audience that support you and singing, I don't know, like cantan barras or,
It's
or
like
whatever.
it's like with those sports, you have everybody like cheering on the outside, and
cheering.
and
That
your
is the
head
word.
is like, I see like back and forth, back and
Yeah.
forth. But like with golf, it's like,
More mentality. Like,
yes, it's more like in your head,
Yeah,
that
because
cheering.
you have like a lot of time to think,
Yes.
Every second it's slow, instead of with
So
soccer,
it's like
volleyball, you just
against
go,
between
go.
you, like
Yeah.
you and you.
Yeah, you versus you.
You against the
versus-
course.
Yeah.
That's how I say it. Yeah, that's how it really is.
That's incredible. So, well, you told us that you made your first hole-in-one in your bachelor's, and well, in your bachelor, you're still practicing and you get a scholarship for be a golfer player, right?
Yes. So this is my third school.
Oh,
Yes.
what were the first two?
So my first year, when I came to the U.S., I went to Midwestern State University in Wichita Falls, like 2 hours away from here. Not a great experience, I'm gonna say.
Why?
After
Boring.
my first semester, I was like, what is this? I gained a lot of weight. It was too much pressure, just adapting. I'm an only child, so yeah, you can tell. So I decided to go back home. And I said, Mom, Dad, I'm going back. This is not for me. At least I tried. So I sent 9 boxes back to Colombia. I had a school. I had a roommate. Everything planned out. And then all of a sudden, around June 2022, I was like, wait, no, I've been working for this my whole life. Let's give it another chance. Started emailing coaches, and I really liked Texas. So, but I wanted to be in a bigger city, like Fort Worth, Dallas. And I came up with this school, Texas Wesleyan University. Emailed the coach. He replied 15 minutes later. He said, well, one player just quit. Here's your spot. Here's your scholarship. I was like, oh God, yeah, sure. Why not? So I finished my degree there, my bachelor's. So I was in Texas Wesleyan for 3 years. Amazing experience. I fell in love with golf again. I did enjoy it. My teammates, my coach, shout out to him for real. And after finishing my degree, I just came here to UTA for 1 more year, and I just started last semester.
Well, welcome to UTA.
Oh yeah, thank
Go
you.
Maps.
Go, Meva. So you went from MSU to going back home to almost going back home to, coming here to staying here in Texas, going to Texas Wesleyan, and then UTA. And so with being a student athlete, like pursuing your master's degree while competing, like what was your what was your thinking in making that choice and being like, okay, I'm going to be a student athlete and I'm still going to pursue my master's degree?
So this was a last minute decision as well.
You made a lot of
that's
last
my
minute
life,
decisions.
I
Yeah.
guess.
You're a risk person.
So as an athlete, you just have 4 years of eligibility. But in April of last year, they came up that if you graduated from an NAIA on 2025, you could get an extra year of eligibility at a D1 school. So that started like going in my head. I was like, here's another chance, but I already had like a job set up. I applied for my OPT. I had everything planned out. But then I thought, this is my last opportunity to play college golf.
Yeah.
And to work, I have like the rest of my life, basically. And I'm still 22 years old, so
You're
why
young.
not? Yes. So let's play golf, pursue my master's degree. Of course, I get a scholarship, so it's better. And yeah, it's way different, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because a master's involves more academically. It's more studying time. You don't have like that liberty to just go and hang out. No, you gotta stay focused, play golf, and now that it's at D1 school as well, it's harder.
Yeah, the stakes are higher.
Yes.
So like, I feel like that's something that a lot of graduate students can relate to, right? Like your thought process in like making like back-to-back last-minute decisions in order to like, stick with what your heart wants, right? And stick with what's best for you. But also like at the same time, like taking risks along the journey, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen with the choices that you make. Like you don't know if you're like, oh man, like esta vez si me voy a la casa, like I'm going back home, like this is it. Or if you're like, oh no, I get to stay, like the opportunity is here. So like the idea of pushing forward, even when the path gets more demanding, like that's a lot. And because in grad school, like the expectations, like you said, are higher and the pressure is different.
Yes, definitely.
So like how has graduate school changed the way you approached your training? You can also talk about like how it has like changed your approach and your mindset or like your overall daily routine. Like how's that been like?
So it's been difficult. It's about adaptation, of course. How I mentioned, I've been here just one semester. And yeah, I'm still adapting, but what I'm doing right now, it's just routines. Routines actually save me. So I need to make out a plan and be, okay, I have practice from this hour to this hour, then I have yoga. I want to go to the gym to work out as well because that's what actually helps me to get out of my mind. And then I have to study, go to class. So just routines and have like a pretty set up schedule and don't let things all come together. I need to separate them throughout the week.
Yeah, in order to build the life that you want in this moment, like you have to manage your time like very wisely, and build a routine. And I bet that could be like really busy and stressful, right, Roberto?
Yeah, absolutely. So I understand you because, well, I'm not athlete, but I'm as well in grad school, and I'm agree with you that grad school you can feel like more pressure, or you can feel like it's more demanding. You need to get grades or research or some academic, and also you are like international student as well. Then you need to maintain your status, and everything is going in your mind, and it's really really incredible that you can manage both that academically and athletic. So I want to ask you, like, as Catalina said, and as you said, like, and we know that you are really busy, or maybe you have weeks that are so stressful that, I don't know, maybe in midterms or in finals exam. So for you personally, what helps you to stay focused and to keep everything balanced between your master and your trainings?
So first of all, great communication with my professors and my coach. Then take a deep breath, said everything what I have, like I write it down, I'm like, I need to do this, finish this, then the coming week I need to focus more on this class.
So you're planning your weeks.
Exactly. I need to plan everything out, because if I just let the things get to me, then I would be super stressed. That's about it.
What was the time when like you felt like major stress? And like you felt like, you know, I feel like we've all had these moments. So I have my master's in education,
With
right?
Python.
No, but for real, like we all have those moments like in grad school where it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Like you feel stuck, and it's just a very prolonged moment of stress. Like, can you tell me about a time, if you feel comfortable, but when you've experienced that, and how you've kind of gotten yourself out of that situation?
No, of course. I've had a lot of those moments, of course, and I still do, especially because tournaments we leave usually Sunday and then come back Wednesday, and my classes are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So for example, last semester I had 3-4 tournaments back to back. I didn't go to class for a whole month. So I was stressing out. I didn't know how to catch up. But all you gotta do is stay focused. You can stay in the problem. How I see life is, if there's a problem, okay, look up the solutions. I have option A, B, and C, and start moving. But it's okay to feel overwhelmed as well, to feel stressed. Like that's something we all feel, right?
Yeah.
So just try to find solutions, keep looking forward, and I try to remind myself every single day why I'm here and what my purpose is.
Yeah. And why are you here? What is your purpose?
My purpose, I would love to work in the sports environment and help kids. Maybe something like sports psychologist. I just really love sports.
Yeah.
And I feel that sports teach you a lot as a person, and of course it helps me how I manage my life, how to keep going when things don't go as planned, how to come back. I give all of that to golf and sports.
Wow. I think that connection that you told about, your connection between the sports and that you want to keep going in the sport field and trying to, you know, at the end of the day, we are here to help people and to help the environment and to have a better world, you know. And the thing that you, or your dream, or maybe your goal that helps kids and steer in your love, that is the sport, that's really, really powerful. Maybe, well, sometimes we learn this outside classroom because, you know, in classroom we only know the technical skills or code or whatever. And I think that in these spaces we learn more about what is the person, or what is or personal goals and or personal purposes. So another question is, what has golf taught you that you now carry into your academic or personal life?
Well, they say that golf is one of the sports that's more similar to life, actually. So golf has taught me resilience, I could say, more than anything. Like, you can hit a perfect shot, but then you can get a bad bounce, which that's life too. You can't control anything, absolutely anything. You can control your preparation, how you react, and your mind. Everything in life, everything is mentally, you know?
Yeah.
And how you approach things. So it's taught me emotional control. You can't react to every mistake, and you need to learn from every mistake.
Oh. What is one mistake that you
regret?
No. When in grad school, sometimes a lot.
A lot of mistakes here.
But like, what is one mistake that like taught you like a really valuable lesson?
My biggest lesson was actually at my first school at Midwestern State. I had a really bad experience with my coach because I went to my first tournament as a freshman. I wasn't even supposed to go. He let me know like last minute. I didn't play really good, and he called me the next day to his office, and he said, Salomé, can you shoot even on the 70s? I started freaking out. Like, I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. I was new. Since that, my golf game started going like down, 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 and that confidence got ruined in 1 second. So the lesson that I learned from that is don't let people that you don't even know get into your life and into your head.
Yeah.
Like, don't believe everyone. You know who you are. You're more than a score. You're more than a number. You're more than a grade.
Yeah.
So my biggest mistake was believing, I guess, what he said.
Yeah.
But it helped me grow a lot. So I'm actually thankful right now.
Dude.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
It's like the imposter syndrome, you know? Like
Yes.
kind of, you know?
Yes.
It's really hard to manage that feelings. And if that was your coach in your first school, you said
Yes.
it right. And maybe when you're new in a new place or new school and everything, you think like, you thought like everything is against you. That's really hard. And how you can, and how you manage that is really
and it's
admirable.
like, yeah, admirable, right? And like, or admirable, however you want to say it. But like it comments like those, like, or just any kind of like unconstructive feedback that anyone gives you, especially about something that you pour your heart and soul into, like those hurt the most.
Yeah.
Because you, like, this is your life. Like, desde que eres chiquita, bro. Like, since you were a small girl, like, you've dedicated your life to your sport. And now you're here, not just putting your all in your sport, but also balancing, like, a whole, like, educational career, right? And, like, you mentioned this earlier, which really stuck with me, that, like this is the last time I'm ever going to play this sport, like, at this level.
Yeah.
You know, how does that make you feel?
To be honest, a little bit of a relief. I'm ready for it to enjoy it a little bit more, to just go and play because I want to. You know, to take it as a hobby, to go make business, hang out with friends. So yeah, I'm prepared.
Maybe when sometimes happen to me that when you are in like, or you feel like something is at the last, like, estás haciendo las cosas como que ya finalmente, or in your last chance, I don't know, you made the things like with more grateful or more joyness.
Yeah, so like I think I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to, like, you cherish like you cherish the time that you have left with something so precious that you've carried with you for a very long time.
Exactly.
You know, so like now that you said you only have like a year left, right? It, as relieving as it sounds, like, to finally being able to like enjoy golf just for fun and rather than competition, right? That still doesn't mean that like right now, like, you still don't love the sport.
Oh no, and I'm gonna miss it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I love competition. I love traveling, going to tournaments, planning everything out. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you cherish it even more now that the time is like limited.
Yes, and since I got like one more year that I wasn't expecting, so I enjoy it even more.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So Roberto,
Yeah.
Go ahead and we're gonna end with our final question for today.
Yeah, well, I have like a two question first. Well, the one is like, you think that you have like a one Salomé that is the Salomé that I'm training with the golf, and for example, right now is the Salomé that train and be a Division 1 athlete, and maybe you are scared for the Salomé that is after a golf, like only focused on academically.
No, I think
Well, not scared, but maybe.
it's the same Salomé, because the person who I am today, it's because of the sport. So it taught me a lot, and I know that I'm ready to move on. And what I told you, like, it's so similar to life that las bases me las dio el deporte.
Yeah, like they're the foundations of like
Yes.
who you are, the sport gave you. Right. I love that.
Love that, yeah.
And you're getting your master's degree while doing it. That's not easy, bro.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
That is not. Do you find yourself like, I I'm so sorry, Roberto. I know we had one last question, but I can't.
Come on.
I can't hold back. But do you find yourself like bringing in like certain mentalities or things that you learn in the classroom into your sport?
It's more backwards.
It's more backwards?
Yes.
What's it like? So you're a business analytics major. So like what?
Data. Oh,
Data.
Business.
No,
Oh,
business.
business.
See, I know what I'm talking about, sir. I'm also the co-host here.
Sorry. I forget. I forget.
So like, you know, in addition to being an athlete, you're also a student. So like you mentioned for professional aspirations that you wanted to work with children, like a sports psychologist, right? Like how is your academic or career journey going so far with what you've learned in class, with like your degree? Like how is all that coming along?
Well, it's actually pretty cool because I get a lot of business insights. A lot that you don't know, of course, and I learned here, and I want to have my own business. That's been like my goal as well since I've been a kid. So I feel like you need to have the foundations for that, and then maybe get something with psychology or just me have my business, contratar sports psychologists, and
So
just
contract
Hire.
sports
Hire,
psychologist.
yes.
Yeah, hire, yeah.
and then just go around the world. Also, I can spread my word, telling my story. You know, like I've had a lot of experience. I was at a D2 school, NAIA, now at a D1, just going out of your country, coming back, making new friends. So I have the real experience that I'm living and then what I'm learning in the classroom, which is with business. So it's very related.
Dude, you've lived so much life in so many different like perspectives. Like there's so many, so like there's only one Salomé, but like it took a little bit of like a lot of stories to create the Salomé that we know now today.
I'm still creating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that's right. Period.
Oh my God.
So, well, that's really admirable. And no, absolutely. I understand you, like, and it's really good that you want to be an entrepreneur and develop your sports skills and your business skills. And well, also finally, I want to ask you the last question that maybe if you want to give a piece of advice to a graduate student that's trying to perform the high level in different areas, you know, like sport or academic, what will it be?
I would say maybe don't try to be perfect. Try to be consistent. Show up every day. We're human beings. We have bad days, but that doesn't really define you, right? But most importantly, try to balance everything: life, sport, school, friends, family, how you're doing mentally. It's okay to stay in bed, right? Once in a while. If you don't want to work out, it's okay. Like don't hammer yourself, and then just enjoy. Not everything is that deep as you think it is at the moment. Take a deep breath, think about it, look at which solutions you have, and yes, enjoy life and what you're doing because you're gonna miss it at some point. And because you're stressing about it, sometimes you just don't really appreciate the moment.
Yeah. So appreciate it while you can.
Yeah, so stop, look around, and be grateful.
Enjoy what you're doing right now.
Yes.
I love what you say about but they didn't define you. Is really true. Sometimes we forget that we are humans and we can make mistakes or those kind of things. We only want to be perfect, like right now in this moment in this podcast. But being humans is something that we need, something that we understand and focus every single day.
Exactly.
So, well, Salomé, thank you very much for sharing your story with us today. I think conversations like this remind us that behind every achievement, there's discipline, sacrifice, and a lot of unseen work. and more importantly, that graduate school isn't just about academic or success. It's about personal growth, resilience, and discovering who we are becoming along the way.
Girl, you were spinning facts. Thank you so much again for being here, Salomé. Like, this has been a really inspiring conversation. It's not too often where like you get to meet like a student athlete who is, well, at least here at the Edge Center, okay? We don't get a lot of student athletes here who are still getting their graduate degree. So thank you so much for, taking time out of your very busy schedule to come talk to us.
No, thank you guys for inviting me. I really enjoy it. And yes, I hope this motivates somebody and that I am able to spread my word. Thank you.
Absolutely. And to everyone that's listening, wherever you are in the classroom or in the lab or in the field, or just trying to figure out your next steps, your journey matters. And sometimes the more important lessons come from the places you will least expect. So thank you for turning into Grad Chats, inspiration for the journey, not just for the degrees. And until the next time, take care of yourselves and keep showing up. Bye, bye, bye. Nos vemos, muchachos.
Bye. Bye. Bye.